Welcome Sagittarius, it's November 2019, Dadhichi here from astrology.com.au. If you take a look at your chart this month, here's your sun sign, Sagittarius, with your ruling planet associated with the moon. And usually this is considered quite a formidable combination, and especially because if you keep your eye here on the movement of Venus, it means that as this month starts, you've had the three benefic planets, a waxing moon, Jupiter itself, your ruler, and Venus here influencing your sun sign. So that's a great start. It influences your self-esteem, the way you present yourself to other people, and by reflex, it influences this area of your horoscope, which is the 7th house, having to do with relationships, marriage, long-term partnerships. Second and third, we see this combination of the moon moving through the 2nd house here, Capricorn, which has to do with finances. So there might be some issues there, serious ones at that, because the Saturn-Pluto descending node here may cause you to be a little intense, a little bit concerned, a little bit worried. The nodes often do that. The south node, or the descending node here, is not particularly good in this period because the south node is the past karma point. And wherever that south node is at that point in time, it indicates something that has to be lost. So it may be, and especially because we noticed this 12th house very strongly activated. It started with Venus, Mercury, Sun. This is the house of charity, the house of expense, the house of shedding in a way. So the 2nd house here, having this planet and these 2 or 3 planets that have activated this area, show that this month may be one where rather than earning a lot of money, you may have to give. There may be a karmic payback, as I call it. This 4th house moon is nice. It's getting stronger, as you can see. As the moon moves away from the sun, it starts to pick up in brightness. And that's nice when it's in the 4th house. It has what we call directional strength, which gives satisfaction, happiness at home, with the family. Quite a bit of idealism there connected with Neptune. And the other thing I wanted to mention too is the planet ruling your marital and partnership sector retrograde for most of the month here in this 12th house. So that has the effect of causing expense, but it's also the place of hospitals and seclusion. So it may well be that your partner, your spouse, your lover is having some health problems at this time, and that may last up until the end of the month. I'll show you when that goes stationary direct. So some of that charity, some of that caregiving may be to your partner. The sun here is ruling the 9th house, and that's a very strong spiritual connotation. That's going to add more weight to what I've mentioned here. And speaking about health, it's very important that we note the full moon that takes place this month occurs here in this 6th house of your horoscope. And that actually relates to the area of health for yourself. The full moon there against that retrograde Mercury is also indicative of a rethink. The retrogression usually shows us when you have to make a decision about something. You may actually have to consider the ramifications of that, or you may have made a decision only to find that you have to reevaluate that. And that is why, you've probably heard that the retrogression of Mercury can usually show confusion over documents, over negotiations. I'm making this go a little bit faster. You notice the full moon moved through this 7th house of partnerships after it did that little dance with Mercury and Sun into the 7th house of partnerships, and then here into the area of intimacy and shared finances around the 17th and 18th. Just keep your eye up here if you want to see when these events are likely to take place as I'm mentioning them. The moon moves to your 9th house, It's a waning moon. That has to do with education, spirituality, long distance travels, foreign connections as well. And that's also indicated by this 12th house. Now, for some of you that have planned holidays, the retrogression of Mercury causes a rethink there, but you'll notice that one of your thoroughly good planets, Mars, around the 19th moves into this 12th house area, bringing with it a real desire to get up and go. Notice now Mercury is stationary around the 20th, 21st. That means it's ready to go forward here, and that's at the time when Mars, there it is there, Mars has also moved into this area. So that's giving you the impetus. And now, as that Mercury goes forward, the opportunity to make those dreams a reality. The Sun moves into the sign of Sagittarius, your Sun sign, on the 23rd. And so this gives you more confidence in a lot of areas, especially where you've got this lovely combined influence of Venus and Jupiter here. That's one of the luckiest combinations. So this latter part of the month is going to, I think, more than compensate for some of these concerns you have over the expenditure. That's also triggered again by the placement of the Moon and Mars, making you impulsive. But that's probably because you've done the revision, you've started to think about what it is you want to do as far as, say, travels or the way you're spending money, the way you're dealing with your partnerships. And that's likely when these retrograde planets move back in forward direction. The new moon finishes the month on a good note here in the Sun sign, showing the opportunity for you to turn over a new leaf and just get rid of that, and to really start to come into your own again. You're starting to feel much, much more confident, and I think that gives you the satisfaction that whatever has been held up in the month of November due to this retrograde Mercury is likely by the end of the month to be a much clearer matter for you and to give you a lot more confidence to make the decisions that you really want to make. I hope to see you here next month. Join me at astrology.com.au. We've got the chronological readings there for the month of November. We've got the daily readings, the yearly readings. It's not much left of this year, but I've already started updating and uploading the 2020 readings for you to have a look at, so you can put all of what I've said right now into context in the bigger picture. Drop me a line here if you want. Please subscribe, and I'll see you next month. Bye-bye.